Hi, piggy, 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 piggies. They're like, oh, I'm going to be fed now. So I just did the magic call.
Did you? You've already fed them, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I thought so, because they're being pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Shiny forehead.
You do? Oh, yeah. Yeah, come under my hat.
I'll just come over here.
Hang on a second. Well, first of all, welcome back to the homestead.
For a couple days?
Yep, temporarily.
Temporarily.
Before you take off again for another week.
Yep.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is Nate from the Kraemer Life.
And Katie.
Also from the Kraemer Life.
Most of the time.
Today we're going to do something, what are we going to do today? A little different.
Yeah, we're starting to think through what we want to do this year on the property. And so we want to try kind of zoning out the property and putting it into manageable pieces. Because if we look at it as a whole, it's extremely overwhelming. So we want to chunk it out to bite-sized pieces and start with where we feel we should start with. So we're going to take a tour of the first maybe 8th, 16th of the property.
Depends on how small we look.
But yeah, just this first portion from the house to the road. So.
And kind of doing a straight line across?
Yep, straight line across of the property line. So just taking a look, kind of making some plans, determining how we want to tackle it, with having the animals go through it to clear it, how we want to go through and clear it, and then what we want to utilize it for.
Yeah.
Hopefully this summer.
Yeah, well, let's see.
You know, it is June.
Yeah, well, very, very close to June. Wow, that's craziness.
So.
All right, well, were we going to start at the gate? Is that what the plan was?
Yeah, that was my plan.
Okay, let's go. It's very different here from the winter. Wow.
What do you think? Ready?
For what? For goats?
For
yes.
goats?
It's ready for goats. Yeah.
So I think that's what we're trying to determine, is we know we need goats, and we know we need pigs and sheep and things to clean this out. It's just trying to determine how we want to utilize the land, and if there's trees we want to keep and how much of it we want to clear.
Hang on a second. Good thing we brushed out the dogs.
So like here might be a good way to show like what we plan on cleaning is just taking probably 75% of this growth out of here, the newer trees. We might keep a few here and there for some shade and to just let them grow. But thinking of turning it just into pasture area. Because it looks like it's blackberries and honeysuckle and milkweed. That's what I'm seeing.
Is this where you're also talking about doing like fresh cut flowers and stuff? Like flower rows, or is this not?
I thought, so I've had a couple different thoughts, and that's why we're kind of walking around to see what we want to do. I would like to do some type of either farm stand or profit garden area, and so thinking of doing rows of flowers down here. So obviously we need to clean it out quite a bit so that it gets sunlight. Also looking at potentially we have, you know, like a you pick it situation as well with some blackberries and some berries, and then wanting to put an orchard down a little further. So we're just trying to look and see. And it's right now it's so hard to vision because it's so overgrown. But my thought is keeping some of the mature trees and keeping them in rows and planting kind of food forest in between, like do row gardening or alley gardening. And whether that's flowers, whether that's perennials, whether that's, you know, like asparagus, things that we can cut and potentially sell at a farmer's market or at our own stand. Just trying to think through all of those ideas and ways that we can become self-sufficient, but then the homestead's paying for itself as well. So this would be the other entrance.
Yeah, this is the gate that I cleared when we first bought the property, thinking that we were going to take the RV up this way before we had the gravel driveway in place.
Yeah.
This is also where we saw in the old photo of the property where they did use this and then turning to the right and
To the other shed?
yeah, to the other, it was, well, to the gray barn, Gandalf. But they did, like, when this was actually farmed, it looked like there were either row crops in this area or they had just planted
Trees.
the trees, a little tree farm. But so that's the little area that Katie was just talking about where we would clear it out 75% and then do some sort of row crops or you pick it or, you know, something, but clear most of that out because it's a good area between two driveways.
Yeah, between two clearings that you could easily either, we could create some, we don't have street parking. We're on a 2-lane country road, so we would have to look at potentially allowing people to come in and park if we were to turn this into an actual business, rather than just a quick, we package it, put it at the farm stand type thing, and then they come swing by and pick up their stuff. We're still thinking about what's going to work best for us, and then the area too. But I'm thinking as we start getting over this way a little bit more and up towards where the pond is, we want to fix the pond, reseal it, make it a little bit bigger, and perhaps at least an acre, maybe a 2-acre pond, and then we want to plant orchards all over there. So that's what we're trying to get our way towards, but we might need to go up and around.
Yeah, we can try to make our way through the trees just to see.
Okay, see what it looks like.
Yeah, because we haven't really been through this area.
Not too much.
It should thin out once we get more into the heart of the grove, I guess. Is it called a pine grove?
Yeah.
And there's the road and the fence.
I think what you saw in the old aerials, because look how straight these tree lines are.
Yeah.
I think you saw them planting trees.
Yeah.
And then these are ones
That are just grown up by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of naturally grew by themselves.
Birds, they'll eat the pine seeds and cones and stuff and spread, or because it looks like a mixture. Like this, is this a poplar or is this a maple? What is this?
That looks like it's going to be
Or an oak?
the yellow poplar.
Yeah, so we'd want to keep the poplars in here. But if we want an orchard, we want to get rid of a lot of the cedars and the pines because we don't want those near our orchard. So we would want to kind of think through how close to the road do we want the orchard, which it might make sense to put it all right here and just have a nice orchard and clear the majority of this out.
Yeah, because this is all cedar.
Yeah.
Most of this is
Most
cedar.
of it's cedar, yeah.
So it's not really a value for long-term growth, right?
Not for a company to come in,
Not
but
for harvesting.
For us to build everything.
Yes.
Because we'll find a lot of value in it, but not for resale.
Yeah, not timber value, but there is usefulness.
So I think that's the...
All of this is ivy.
Yep. It's going to be awesome. Yep. Don't touch the baby.
Or the dogs afterwards.
Or your pants. Because it seems like just down here, up there, it's a lot thicker with woods. Down here, it's a lot more open. Looks like a lot more poplars and other types of trees have made it or are starting. Because we've got these just kind of growing within the pine or the cedars.
Got a established deer trail right here.
Do you know which way this is facing?
The road is to the south. The road kind of is the south line.
Okay. So
you're facing south, I'm facing north.
So is this a north facing hill or a south facing hill?
This would be a south facing hill.
Okay, so that's not ideal for an orchard. North facing is, so we might have to rethink where we want to put, because I was thinking along this hill and this slope, but south facing is ideal for a lot of plants and gardens and things like
It
that.
just gets the most sun. But a lot of our property is pretty flat. I mean, it's not like we have hills that have big shade areas.
Yeah. True.
There's so much ivy. I hate poison ivy. I hate poison ivy.
Yeah. It's pretty.
No, it's not. No.
That's not pretty.
No. it's
Like
not.
looking, like
No.
that's not pretty.
Well, it's pretty. It would be
From a
pretty
distance.
if I knew it wasn't poison ivy and I knew that it wasn't a PITA to get rid of, and yeah.
Damn pitas. So yeah, I think the majority of this is just thinning this way out or taking it completely out. How large of an orchard are we thinking?
At least an acre.
Yeah.
At least, but probably more than that. But I mean, even if this isn't usable for the orchard, I mean, it could be parking area. It could be, we talked about maybe doing, Airbnbs and glamping, and maybe this is kind of between two established homes that might be a good spot for a couple tents or whatever.
Yeah.
Out here, thinning out, get rid of all this ivy.
So as we're standing here, another thing we wanted to think through is what makes the most sense from if we had other people coming to our homestead for various reasons, whether it's an Airbnb, whether it's a you-pick-it situation, a farmstead. And as we're standing here, I'm thinking that if I was renting a cabin or a tent or something for the homestead experience, what areas make the most sense from a rental perspective? And if you're wanting to rent a cabin or an Airbnb, I know I wouldn't want to hear traffic noise personally. And the farther up the property you get away from the road, the less you hear. And so as we're standing here and hearing cars go by, we're thinking maybe this area is not a good option for tents and for other things, but perhaps more so the flowers, the orchard, some animals could go up here, absolutely, but utilizing this more for farm space rather than rental space. Because I wouldn't want to be in a tent hearing that.
I mean, we've been here the last 1 minute and there's been
3 cars.
3 cars. And
Which is rare.
Is it? Because we're usually up at the house.
We can't hear it.
Right.
So that's what I mean. For us, it seems rare.
Yeah.
Or for me, it seems rare because I don't typically hear the traffic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, okay, let's keep walking.
Okay. Go ahead. So it's good in some areas, like if you have a lot of water,
Oh, let's see
other
here.
things don't need it.
What are we coming up to? Oh, this is the 1980s house area.
Right, yeah.
No, Kinsley, do not, do not, do not, do not, do not,
Not done.
do not, do not, no. Oh, this is what she lays on. Big old piles of diarrhea.
Gross. I can come back over there.
Okay, not much to see over there.
This is really bad over here.
Okay,
It's just really hard to get through. But this is a nice open area over here where you can kind of see some potential. It's really a lot of fallen trees. Funny, I literally just moved on. I've been standing here the entire time.
yeah, waiting for me to come back.
Uh-huh.
I just dropped off the dogs at the RV, so
That's fine.
did you mean to put
Honeysuckle in my ear?
honeysuckle in your ear?
I did.
Okay. I was just seeing. Thought maybe you happened to.
Just happened to put it behind my ear when I was walking through. Yes, I meant to do that. So the whole time I was here, the whole time you were gone, not a car. Super peaceful.
Nice.
Just all of the nature sounds. But looking this way, you can kind of see clearing. And I think this would be a good area because I was almost, so this shed right here, I was almost thinking to repurpose that into our farm stand slash farm bit. It's right by the road.
Yeah, it has a driveway.
It has
to
a driveway to it
It's a good idea.
and it's already there. We just would need to obviously clean around it. It's really bad around it. It looks like this probably has been neglected for at least 20, 25 years. 'Cause it's,
Like the rest of the property.
well, this is worse than, in my opinion. Like, you can't, once you start getting into here, you can't even walk through it. It's really, really bad. So we would have to probably take a forestry mulcher or something through here to get around. There's so many fallen trees. There's so much just damage around it. But I think that all of this would be great, whether this is forest, fruit trees, orchard, things like that, or we could do flowers or crops here too. We could even do like the berries that we wanted to do, like plant in rows, like blueberries and blackberries and all the different types of berries. But it's super peaceful and nice right here. And there's some gorgeous big trees that I'd want to keep just every so often.
So that's where the 1980s house is
Yep.
just right down there.
Yeah, it's literally just right there. You can see it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I was just there.
No, are you sure you can see it?
Oh, I can see it because it's right there. But it's because I know it's right there because I see it.
Oh, yeah. I see it now.
It's just right there. It's super close. But see how bad this is? It's just so, the vines have just taken the trees down. And it's just, thinking this is close
To the road?
to the road.
Yeah.
And it's a decent size, and you could, close up certain areas if you didn't want to. This thing's weird.
It's a cedar.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a cedar.
I've just never seen one like that close. Interesting. It's very pokey. Very pokey.
This is a dead tree.
There's a lot of dead trees in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're just...
Yeah, it's just
It's
dead.
just very rough in here. Like, this tree's awesome.
Well, it's like 3 or 4 trees in there.
Uh-huh.
You got a pine tree in there.
Yep. And then
And
you've
then-
got... I don't know, poplar?
I don't know what those are.
Look at the leaves. I think that's a
Oh yeah, that could be the poplar.
looks like a poplar. And then, who knows, but it looks cool, but those ones right up on the house have to go
Yeah.
all the way around, so we're gonna have to do the same thing we did at the other property. And
Yeah, it's just getting a forestry mulcher in here and just going at it.
Yeah.
Like,
because I mean, like but we have to be careful because there's all those power lines down.
oh,
So we
well,
just,
they have to get rid of that first, and then
yeah. And
I wonder if
just
the power company would come out and get rid of it
or put the new poles back up.
or something.
Because I would hope we could do, we wouldn't have to hook up to the grid if possible. But yeah,
Yeah.
all of these trees are just, all of this needs to go, and this would just be cleaned out completely because I could see parking right here in an area, and this could be,
I want to make
rental.
this a rental at some point.
yeah. I'm thinking this house, even though it looks worse, I don't think it's in as bad of shape, even though aesthetically it looks worse. I don't think it has all of the mold issues and all of the other stuff we'd have to get into the basement to see and in the crawl space. But it doesn't smell as bad as the other, like it doesn't smell the same. And it's been closed up for a lot longer, so I'd be curious to see.
Yeah, and there's the well.
Yep.
It's right there.
And then we also have, I'm assuming septic out here, so this one wouldn't be too bad. Just get this cleaned up.
Yeah, once this is mulched, it wouldn't be bad. Because I don't think there's, I mean, minus the few trees here and there that might be salvageable for us for later or
I'd
even for
probably
now.
take this whole little side thing off.
Yeah.
All those little sprouts on the side, but keep the 2 big ones.
Well, there's 3 big ones. There's the pine tree, and then there's 2 poplars. And there's a 3rd poplar, but it's kind of a crooked one.
Yeah.
It's kind of going up crookedly
Yeah.
through all all the branches of the pine tree.
We could use that for, oh, strawberries.
Yeah, there's these little tiny,
Are those strawberries?
those are little strawberries.
Cute. But then, you know, we could plant gardens over here and do kind of a you pick it, so we could do seasonal with pumpkins and with different squashes and things, orchard berries, and just kind of have an extra like commercial garden down on this end of the property, because we're going to be living way further back, but this could all be, it's convenient for people, and then also rental potential. I can see it, can you?
Not yet, no. I mean, once this is all cleared out, it'll be great.
Yeah, I can see it.
But for now, it's
It's a bit daunting,
yeah.
but I think with a forestry mulcher, we could wipe this up fairly easily.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because, I mean, most of it, I'm fine with it just going.
Right.
It's not mature growth. It's,
I mean, there's that big oak back there, and there's a few select trees, but
oh yeah, we'll keep the nice ones.
anybody that has been doing this for a while, we could just say, keep the trees that are of value to us.
Yep.
And we could tell them what we want, what we're looking for, and they can just
mark them off. Yeah.
just selectively go through
Because
them.
like this one's growing nice and straight, but it's starting to get offshoots. It's not losing its limbs because
Yeah, and then as soon as
it's too open.
when we forestry mulch this and open it up, these trees are going to start limbing out.
Yep.
So they're not going to be of timber value, but they'll be of our value.
Right, like for shade and for just different.
Or timber projects for ourselves.
Yep. So Yeah, and here's the house, there's the well, and then we have the gray barns just up here.
The gray barn is up there.
Where's the pond?
The pond is right up in there.
Right there too. Mm-hmm. How much further do we have this way? Still a ways, right?
For the gray barn?
No. Of the front of the property, where the road.
It's this way.
Oh, it's this way?
Yes.
The road's right here?
The road's right there.
Okay.
So we have lots that way.
We have lots that way.
And we have tons that way.
I just want to look at the front.
You're going to be coming up to the driveway of this house, and there is a fence line, but that's not the edge of the property.
Okay. The ivy is overtaking the garden area. Spiderweb, sorry dude. Got a gutter.
Yeah, I pulled that out, thinking maybe I could use it at the other place.
Just think, someday you could stay here. Mom, I'm getting a place for ya. What do you think? Probably should never show her the before pictures. Oh, this is where it gets difficult.
Yes.
Oh, more strawberries. Oh, hello.
This place is just
Overflowing.
exploded. I got the eye bugs.
Yep. I sprayed my face and I'm not getting them at all.
Nice. I did not, and I've gotten 3 of them.
Oh, there was a spider target. Goats? I think goats. Oh, what is this?
That is a light. That's one of the covers for a street light.
Oh. This is gonna go down a hill right here.
Yeah, and I do see a fence line right there by that little bush.
Down there?
Yeah, I see him. So we're not going to be going much farther than this.
Where do we see from?
If you keep walking the trail you're walking, and you get up to the honeysuckle bush that's right there.
Oh, way over there. Okay.
It's
I was looking right here. I'm like, I don't see anything here. Yeah, the barbed wire right here.
mm-hmm.
So this is a driveway, right?
Yes. Yeah, this was the driveway to the 80s house into the garage behind it, and then our property continues down here. But we can't walk that way until we get past this fence.
Okay. Oh, so pretty. Oh, it smells so good. I love honeysuckle. All right, where's the driveway? Right here? Or over there?
It's right here.
This is the driveway.
Uh-huh. This is the driveway.
What is this foamy stuff?
A bug. A little bug cocoon.
So we have to walk up the driveway?
I guess.
Over? These are cookies. Got it? So it doesn't poke back on you? Or whip you in the ass?
Yeah.
Smack!
Yeah, see the garage right in front of you?
Yep.
Did you touch this?
No.
Okay.
The barbed wire looks pretty new.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. We can get through right here.
No?
What?
That's poison ivy.
Right here? No, it's not. That is. Damn it.
This is, and this is,
Yep.
and this is.
Yep. Didn't look like it till I moved it.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
We'll have to go around the garage.
okay. Oh, it's got a whole forest on top of it growing up there.
That's too bad.
And this one hurts. Lots of good metal. Some good posts. We could probably rebuild the structure out of it. Just needs a whole new roof. It just has so much earth on top of it that,
Yeah. The roof goes and then just reuse.
yeah.
Look at the house. The house is back there.
That tree's gnarly and cool. The trees are growing into the metal. That's really like. But like, look how this is so pretty. And this could be like a little, I guess it just kind of depends on, with the house being situated there. If that is a rental, it'd be annoying to always have people. We're not talking long-term rental though.
No, like this Airbnb rentals.
Yeah. Strawberries. This has got rocks and
Yep.
who knows?
Right. Garbage pile.
Yeah, something. This is cool.
Yeah, somebody cut down a cedar tree a long time ago.
But it's really cool. Like, I wonder if you could make some sort of bench out of it or something. There's just so much over here.
There's so much. Yeah, so we're finally behind the garage. Right, we're behind the garage right there.
So should we be going this way?
Yeah, this way parallels the road.
Okay.
Good luck.
Clearly established walking trails. Very uneven ground with lots of foot repeating. Oh yeah, there's like tons of strawberries down in here.
Yeah.
They're tiny. Is that what those are?
Yeah, I think they're strawberries. Wild
wanna-
strawberries?
I don't want to try it.
No.
Thorn.
Oh yeah,
bush.
that's ew.
That thing hurts. Alright, here's the road again. And here we are.
Yeah, you can hear the road now.
We've still got, I can see the clearing, so we've still got quite a ways though. Another 50 feet at least. Is that the shed again? I can't.
No, the shed, honey, is back there.
I'm just seeing shiny things and I can't tell what I'm seeing.
We're going to be coming down to the creek down this way,
Okay.
where
But
the road
on
crosses over
their
the creek.
property.
Yeah, but we'll come to a fence line before the creek.
Okay. couple gets lost in the woods on their own property.
We'll want to watch out for fox dens too. Not fox dens, coyote dens.
I don't think they'd be this far up here. With all the road noise, I think that would freak them out. But I could be wrong. Do you know what a coyote den looks like?
A hole in the ground.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, they're getting thick.
Yep. This is good snake territory.
Yep.
I'm
Got some brambles ahead of you. You're walking into a bramble patch.
Yep. I don't know. I was kind of trying to see if I could go around right there. I think that's the neighbor's property. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Good clearing.
Yep.
I see no weeds, just green grass. Must not be our property.
Oh boy.
What? Kinsley could have had a blast in here.
Yep. If Kinsley would stop rolling in the coyote poop,
Nasty too.
she could join us, but she doesn't, so she can't.
She just loves stuff from you that much. Alright. And this I could see animals using as some sort of shelter.
Wow.
It's like a primitive shelter right here. I just started for you.
Glamping at its finest. Sleep with a deer.
Sleep with the deer.
So there's our fence line.
Dragonfly. See the dragonfly, the black one right there on the leaf?
No, not with your hand in the way. Oh yeah. Got it. Maybe.
It's pretty. Is it good?
Ouch.
Oh.
Yep.
Piping or metal somethings.
Yeah.
Some sort of clamp. Get a metal detector back.
Yeah. Oh look, they've got horses right there.
Oh, cool.
And
Ooh.
a plot of. Oh, there's the road. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the edge of our property.
Yep. At the road. This is the corner. So the road's right there,
Yep.
and then our fence line goes
So, wonder if we can walk the fence line back.
back to where the road
I want to see where the creek.
crosses in.
Mm-hmm.
That's at the very end of our property, the very back of our property. It crosses into our property. It parallels our property all the way until the back
Oh,
corner.
okay.
So this is just forestry mulch. Clean it up.
Yep. And then it can be pasture for animals, or we can do some of the
Parking
planting
or
over
planting
here.
or yep.
Like where it's just where we harvest it type planting. Cool. I think we can utilize the majority of the front of the property for most of our farming needs. And then keep the back a lot of forest. What do you think?
Yeah.
A lot of dogs.
Yeah, the neighbor over there has lots of dogs. Well, we can walk this way if you want to. This goes past the 1/4 of the property that you were looking to look at today.
Okay. But can we, is there a spot you think where we can make it over, or do you think it's too thick?
I have no idea.
Alright. I mean, I'm already covered in poison ivy and brambles. I and sticker bushes. Whoa, look at those. Wow, those are bigger than me.
Yeah.
That's insane. Absolutely insane. Bonkers, I tell you, bonkers.
And something walks through this because this is a trail that's already here, right?
Yep. Yeah, and so is in there kind of some type of wildlife comes. I don't think it's very tall wildlife.
No, I think it's coyotes.
Maybe it's coyotes.
Yes.
Which way do you want to go then?
I don't know. I mean, the fence is here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just so dense and so thick. It's just gonna have to be forester mulched. Or start one of those crazy weed whacker things. But that'd take forever. All right, I'm getting eaten alive now all of a sudden with all the mosquitoes.
Okay. All right, we just headed back to where we started walking the fence line. We turned around and now we're gonna go to the gate, the road, because we haven't seen this yet.
From the inside of the property.
Yeah, we've driven past it. But here's the power pole. Oh, that's a thick one. Oh boy. So here's the driveway right here. What used to be the driveway. Just
Up the driveway or get completely.
we can try to walk the driveway. Which way are you going? You're gonna walk the fence line, or you're gonna walk the driveway?
I thought the driveway was right here.
Okay.
Right? The gate here. I would think it's just right here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's a double gate here.
Yep. There's two brambles in here, but it's not overall too bad. Because there's. There's a big rock in the ground.
There's something was bedding down right here.
Yeah. I'm just not sure how far back to walk before I want to cut over.
Yeah.
Is the biggest thing.
Right.
So, because I know we have paths and stuff in here, it's just, this is all so overgrown that.
You know, I got that junk on me.
What?
I got that fuzzy fizz stuff on me.
Yeah. Oh, got it all over me. Like, this is so overgrown.
Oh, what's going on here? Why am
I'm
I?
gonna go up this way. It looks like there's a deer trail or something.
What's that?
Are you making it?
Yeah, I'm just looking around.
a decent incline.
Yeah, it is. So this is forestry mulch and bush hogging.
Yep. And then try to reclaim it into usable stuff.
There's the shed, or there's the garage right there. All right, let's go ahead back and then we can talk about what we've ideas. Well, oh, hi there, Floyd.
Hey, bud.
I elbowed you in the face. I'm sorry. So what did we decide? What did we deduce out of walking about that 10 acres?
So I think what we came up with is that it's not walkable.
Not right now. Not right now.
So looking at how we can take it and make it the most usable land, what we're thinking is we want to clear out that front to about 10 acres. There's about 20 acres from behind the house to the front. We're not going to quite do the full right now, the full 20 acres, but we think approximately 9 to 11 acres. We're right in there is that sweet spot of clearing out the small,
It's like 6 to 8
6
inch diameter, or less.
Yeah. And just get a forestry mulcher in here to clean up those, leave some of the larger growth trees for a couple of reasons. One, to utilize to build with, because it's a lot of pine and cedar, and then there's some poplar in there as well. And then the other is to produce some shade and to have, we don't want it to be just pasture.
Yeah, right, just
completely.
Open land.
Yeah.
And there's quite a bit of just the 6 inch or 8 inch or less. So it'll clear out a lot, but it'll also, there's still quite a bit of larger trees, so there'll still be quite a bit of shade, and so we can still selectively cut down.
Correct.
To make whatever we want. And so we were thinking that because it's closest to the road, that we would probably use that more for our
commercial side.
Yeah, right. So the U picket, the orchard, maybe some of the Airbnbs, if we can find a nice spot that's still secluded, even though you can hear some of the road noise.
At least the 2 houses would be the rentals for that. So
okay, so you're not thinking the tents and the cabins that we would build, you'd do that somewhere else?
I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see what it's like once it's opened up.
Yeah.
Because it was really hard, because there were some areas that were super peaceful. We're thinking once we put in the pond back in and fix the pond and make it a little bit bigger, then that might be something to have some cute little tents or some cabins or something that we could potentially rent out around the pond area. And I think if that's the case, yes, we'd put it up there. And then that would be with the U pickets and, like you said, the orchard, and then we'd have like a berry area, and then we would have just kind of row crops and just some different things that we want. And then I love flowers, and I would like to line some rows of flowers between some of the trees and just make it really pretty. So if you were to walk through it, it's just like a really special place. In my head, that's what I think that's what I keep envisioning, is just lots of flowers and stuff.
Right.
As we walk back, I see all the honeysuckle and I get super excited. So I don't know.
It smells good, but I look at it as obnoxious.
Weed. It smells so good, and it's
really
so
does.
pretty.
Yeah.
That's just why I like the flower idea. Even though, if you're strategic about how you plant the flowers, you can have them coming up at different times. And so you'll have, your daffodils and your daisies come up in February, and then you can have your next batch come up, and they should last you almost all the way through into the late fall time. If you're, like your cannas and your things that are going to last you through the majority of the summer. So if you're thoughtful about it, you can always have different color. And I don't know, I just think that's super cool. So
Cool.
That's what I'd like to do with at least, a half an acre of it, is just play around with flowers and trees and just make it really pretty, like a pretty walking garden, and have some sitting areas and things like that.
Yeah. So we're thinking about either hiring out somebody with a forestry mulcher at least getting quotes, and then maybe purchase our own, rent our own, and do it. We'll see. So, got to kind of weigh out some of the pros and cons.
Yep.
Because it would be nice to have a forestry mulcher, even though they're really expensive. Because we have lots of other projects that we could use with it, and then maybe sell it down the road. But at the same time, who knows? We'll see. So we're gonna have somebody come out, give us a quote in a couple of days, and kind of take it from there.
Yeah, and then we'll be able to, I think, vision it a lot better and map it out. Because right now, everything's just so overgrown that I think we know some of the areas. Like, we know the basics of what we want there, but not exactly which order we want them in. And I think we'll be
What do you mean by that?
So we know we want berries, we know we want fruit trees, we know we want flowers, we know we want row crops, but I don't know what order we want them in along the area, because some of it's kind of sloped a couple different ways. Yep. And it's around houses, it's around barns, outbuildings. So I think we just need to get it cleaned up first, and then we'll be able to be like, yep, this section right here is what we want to put here. That's what I meant.
Got it. Yep.
You're not reading my mind?
Well, I don't know. I should be following along, but maybe I'm not. So, all right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was kind of an area that we hadn't really thoroughly explored. Well, it's certainly not in the spring here.
Not in the
spring.
spring.
Very different.
We walked it in the winter, but it's completely different. You know, we didn't know what types of trees they were. We didn't know what types, like that there was all that honeysuckle or so much. I mean, we knew there was ivy, but all of us got a nice bath after. We were all just...
Yeah, we're filming this later in the day. We got sidetracked with baths for the dogs, showers for us.
Dinner,
which was amazing. Mowing the lawn, just doing stuff. So we're just doing a wrap up here at the end of the day. So, all right, well, I guess we'll have more on this subject as more things come about. But thanks for joining us on the walkabout and trying to figure out how we're going to utilize some of our land.
Thanks so much.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.